Hey, it's your boy Sebastian back with another video in this 31 days to a better metal mix. And today we're going to talk about how to use saturation to make your snare louder without peaking anything on your master bus. So this is yet another trick that I learned from Jordan Valeri when I took his hardcore mixing course. And basically he showed me how to use distortion or saturation on my snare drum to control the dynamic range without having to use compression. And the really cool thing was that it sounded a lot louder, but the peaks were about half the size on the meters. And that was something I struggled with for years and years. I would try to get the snare really, really loud in the mix, but somehow my snares would always be peaking, and I never really understood how to control the dynamic range until I saw that trick in the hardcore mixing course. So again, the overall strategy here is to use saturation as a dynamic range controller to increase the perceived loudness of the snare while decreasing the dynamic range, allowing for more headroom in your mix. Now, for the tactics of how I would go about this, there are a few different types of saturation plugins that I have. Tate would be one, Tube saturation would be another, and whatever this is. This is Escalator from Black Salt Audio, and I decided to use this more than my usual one, which be the SSL X Saturator. Now I'm gonna go ahead and solo the snare. It sounds punchy, it sounds beefy, and it has a bit of high end that is really enjoyable for me. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and bypass this plugin here, and I want you guys to pay attention to how it sounds a little bit lower in volume, but the peaks are the same. And then when I engage this, look how the peaks stay the same, but sounds a little bit louder. The volume difference is extremely subtle as well, but it is there. And in the mix, that little bit does make a difference. And again, if you paid attention, some of those higher peaks were actually a little bit lower than what they were before I bypassed this plugin. So let's go ahead and check this out in the mix. So can you hear the difference? It has a bit more extra volume, all without having to increase any of the peaks across the board on my meters. I'm not clipping anything. I'm not scaring any of the compressors that I have down later in the chain. It's being a lot more controlled, but I'm getting a lot more extra loudness without any extra peaks added to the signal. So that's how I would use saturation to get extra volume and punch out of my snare. If you guys found this useful, go ahead and give me a comment, like, and subscribe. It helps me more than you guys know. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.